welcome to my channel. So today, since we're gonna be like talking about reading, I thought it would be fun to kind of go through all of the book genres that I own and the books I own. So I figured we'd do this in kind of like different parts. So my favorite genre is fantasy. So I thought it'd be fun to go through all of the fantasy books that I have. Okay, so I have all of my books down here for fantasy, and basically this shelf on my bookshelf is designated to all of my, I guess, fantasy books. I have like another shelf up here for like bigger hardcovers, and so I pulled some of those down to show you, but I figured I would zoom in and kind of let you see this shelf. So, and then I'll kind of tell you which ones I've read and which ones I haven't. So starting over here we have Belladonna, Adeline Grace. I have another one of her books, which is All the Stars and Teeth. I got this one first, and I'm reading it right now. I've kind of been taking like a little hiatus from it, but I got this one. Didn't realize they were from the same author, so I'm excited to read this one as well. Obviously, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I have not read this yet. I haven't read Belladonna either. I'm excited to read this one. Haven't started yet, partly because I know it's such a big series that I want to kind of designate some time for it. And then we have Crescent City. I only have the first book. I have not read this because I know it kind of like you should read it kind of with I think people said you should read it with Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't know, but it's just a big one, so I have to spend some time on that one. I have Dune. I haven't read this one either. You'll find a theme here. A lot of these books I have not read, which is bad, but you know they say that you have a hobby of reading and collecting books, and I kind of have both. Dune, I had someone talk about it and I thought it sounded very interesting, and I know the movies came out with it, so I figured I kind of want to watch the movies, but I figured I'd read the books first. For the Wolf, I think this is a Little Red Riding Hood retelling. Have not read it. I've had it for a while. Yeah, I'll have to think of when I find time to read that. Half-Blood. I got this because I have a mythology book in mind, and I kind of grabbed a few mythology books here and there to kind of get a feel for those and how they are written. Have not read that one either. Kingdom of the Wicked. Haven't read it either. I've had it for a long time, like a couple of years. Sounded very interesting. I need to read it. I know. I have a bad habit. You're going to find out in a second. Next, we have Lore, partly because of the mythology, the Medusa part of it. I just wanted to kind of see how they do like the descendants of the gods and goddesses and all of them. And I've heard it's very good. We have Once Upon a Broken Heart. Again, heard great things about it. To kind of give you guys a backstory, for my birthday, for the past 2 or 3, I think it's been the past 2 years, maybe 3, I've just asked for books for my birthday. So that's where a good majority of my books come from. I get a good amount on my birthday. So yeah, and then obviously I buy them for myself. But that's where I get a good amount of them. But I've heard that's very good. I'm excited to read that. Scavenge the Stars. I got this a long time ago. Have not read it. Thought it looked very interesting from the back. We'll see if I ever do. City of Brass. Haven't read it. Had it for a very long time. It looked good. Bloodleaf. I have read it. Absolutely loved it. I feel like not enough people talk about it. The cover is different. I'll show you the second book, and because the cover for this one I think is of a girl's face, but love this book. I will never stop talking about it. I feel like more people need to read it. Greythorn. This is the second book of the series. That's what the first book, the new cover, looks like. I got that one before the second book even came out. So yeah, I haven't read the second book yet. Want to. I recently reread the first book, Bloodleaf, and so good. So, Greythorn. I want to read that soon. Next, we have Babel. Just, I've heard amazing things, and the author I just heard is amazing. So, have not read it. Want to. I need to. Kind of to go along with that, I just got today Poppy War by the same author. I did a video a long time ago, and someone recommended this. And so when I was looking today, I picked it up. There's, I think, 3 books in the series. So, yeah, I'm very excited about reading that. And then Fourth Wing, I haven't read it simply because, and some of these books on my shelf, I want to read with you guys. Like, I know for the Fourth Wing series, I want to read with you guys. I want to read the ACOTAR series with you guys. Maybe the Crescent City one. A few of these I just feel like would be really good to read with you guys, and they're kind of like well-known books, so I feel like it'd be cool for me to read it for the first time with you guys. So I have not read Fourth Wing. I want to. And then I also have Iron Flame. Obviously I have not read that because I haven't read Fourth Wing, but yeah, so majority of those I have not read, which is terrible, but what can I say? I love getting books. But like I was saying, I'm reading this one right now, so hopefully I finish that one soon. A series that I have read, I just have not finished yet, is the Powerless series. I am obsessed with this series. I live for banter. When I tell you I live for it, I live for it. I would much rather have banter than have the characters get together too fast. I love banter. Powerless has a lot of banter. Absolutely love it. I loved the Powerless series. I read Powerful, which is about her friend. I did not expect to cry. The only reason I cried at the end was because I was talking about it out loud and it made me like bawl my eyes out, but so good. Love this one. Reckless. Oh, I loved the banter. The ending was very shocking. I'm so excited to read Fearless, which I have not read yet. I'm not going to read it with you guys just because I've read the series by myself. I need to find a time when I can read it. The only problem is I just don't want it to end. And I'm wondering if I should go back and reread the whole series before I get into this because it's been a while. It's a little thick one, but I'm excited about that. And then I have the original, Powerful. Yeah, so that series I have read except for the last book. What to get into next? Okay, now I'm telling you, some of these books are old. The Map of Time, I got this a long time ago at like a bookstore that I was having a sale. It just looked very interesting to me about going back in time and like saving all of these literary classics and stuff. I didn't even really know this was fantasy until I looked it up because I could not tell. But yeah, I've had this for a long time. A Witch in Time. The back looks so cool. She just lives through all of these times in history. And it's like romance and a little bit of fantasy, I guess. I feel like it'd be more romance, but they said it was fantasy, so I haven't read that one either. Shatter Me series. This might be one of the series where I read with you guys because I know there's so many in the series and it's just so talked about. I feel like it'd be cool to read it. Have not read it. Yeah. I feel like that'd be cool. Red Rising. I actually know nothing about this. I picked it up at, I think it was either a library sale or it was one of those like library post things where there's just free books in there. I can't remember, but I picked this up. So we'll see about that. Oh, since I don't want to move anything, I'll just show you up here. So I have the Red Queen series. I have the first, second, and third books. I read the first one. I read half of the second one. I probably need to go back and read them again. But I loved the first book. So I need to go back and read it all. And then I have, let me zoom out. I have the whole series of Harry Potter. I thrifted it. So I'm very happy with that. I want to read that with you guys too. So I feel like that would be a very cool series to do with you guys because I just feel like is so nostalgic for a lot of you, and I've never read it. I've watched the movies, but it's been a long time since I watched the movies, so I feel like enough time has passed where I can kind of like enjoy it. So I guess while we're zoomed out, I'll just do like this. Or maybe I will zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so next we have Realm Breakers, which is why I wanted to show you Red Queen. I read a few pages. I think I need to be in more of like a headspace to actually be able to read it, because I know there's a lot of like big words and stuff. But yeah, I have not read it. Lightlark. I have not read this one. Basically, Alex Astor, I saw her posting on social media, and she is the person that made me want to start posting about my book. So she's the reason I got on social media to like promote mine. But I really want to read the series. A Touch of Malice. I think this is the third book in the series. I read A Touch of Darkness, and I listened to an audiobook on audio. I am listening to the second one as well, but this was in a, I don't remember where I got it, but it was like really cheap, and I was like, oh, I already enjoy the series, so I might as well get it. So I'm reading the first books. I don't have them right now. I need to get them though. Throne of Glass. This one, I got it partly because she's an assassin, and I have a character in mind for another book that I kind of want her to be an assassin as well. So I wanted to get this one to read that, and then I kind of learned how big the series is. So this is another one I kind of want to read with you guys too, because I heard it's like life-changing. I'm very excited about that. And then I also have When the Moon Hatched. This is a thick book. I am going to need some time to read it, and I know it's very like, there's just a lot to like comprehend about it, so it might take me some time. And you're gonna see it. There's a lot of books I have not read. I have the Percy Jackson series. I thrifted it, but the first book is not here, so I need to find the first book. But this is another one that I want to read because I kind of have. I've watched the movies and I watched the TV series, and it's one of those books where I kind of have an idea for another book that I kind of want to see what this has in it, to kind of learn from it. My next pile. This is a book I've had for a while, The Valiant. Have not read it. Oh, by the way, Percy Jackson, I read the first book when I was younger, and I was in the middle of the second book. So, yeah. I have not read this. I honestly don't know what it's about. I've had it for a long time. Waterfall. This author, I read one of her books when I was younger, and I didn't realize it, but this looked very interesting, so I picked it up. Another book I've had for a long time, Awakened Magic. Have not read it. This is terrible. Terrible of me not to read all these books. I need to get back into it. I don't know what it's about either. Alcazar is actually the second book in a series, and I do not have the first book because I thought this was the first book of the series. I have a habit of picking up the second book, like the sequel of a book, and not realizing it's the sequel and not getting the first book. I did that almost with Belladonna. I almost got the second book instead of the first. So I have a habit of doing that, and I still have not got the first book. So this one I can't read until I read the first one. Crooked Kingdom. There was this, what do we call it? I don't know what the store is called, but they have like all of these days where the price just keeps going down, and I saw this in one of the bins, and I picked it up. I heard it's very good, so I grabbed it. When you can't beat the odds, change the game. So, and then Silver Elite. I did read this. I heard a lot of, well, I have a video on it. When I got it, I heard a lot of praise about it, and I picked it up, wanted to read it right away. And then when I read it, I was like, ooh, this is kind of like it was interesting. I enjoyed it, but there was aspects of it where I was like, okay, it's just like kind of like it was dragging on. But yeah, so I read this one, the Hush Hush series. I read all of this when I was younger. I'm rereading it right now. I'm on the finale, or finale I think it is. I'm reading that one right now. I loved this series when I was younger, so I have that. What is this one? The Immortals series. I have Evermore, Blue Moon, Shadowland, and Dark Flame. I think there's more. I read this when I was younger, loved it. So I saw it at a garage sale and picked it up again because I wanted to reread it. And then it reminded me of the Riley Bloom book series, and I absolutely adored this series when I was younger. So I got it again. I can't remember if this is the first book or not. No, I don't know. I think it is. Yeah, this is the first one. I need to get the whole series, but I absolutely loved this series when I was younger, so I bought it again. And then we have the Shadow Falls series. Absolutely loved this when I was younger. I read the whole series recently again. It's 5 books. Loved it. It's so good. And then I don't know if you would count this as fantasy. He goes back in time. So maybe it is. It's like romance fantasy. I don't know. Time and time again. There's 2 books in one. Had this for a long time since I was young. I loved this book. And then recently, let me move these. I found these books at a library sale, and I picked them up because it just reminded me of my childhood. So we have Soul Seekers, I guess. I have 3 books. I think there's only 3 in here. I don't know, but it's Alison Noel, and I read her previous series books, so I wanted to get these because I thought that'd be cool. And I can't remember if I read them or not when I was younger, but we'll see. And then I found this series, Trial, I think is what it's called. First book is Switched. This is something I feel like I would have read when I was younger, so I picked it up. But yeah, those are all. Let me zoom out. Those are all of the fantasy books that I own. Like I told you guys, I have some on my cart that I'm just not sure if I'm keeping, so I didn't want to share them. But as you can see, a lot of them I have not read. It's terrible. Basically, the end of last year, so the end of 2024, I kind of put reading on a hold because I wanted to focus on writing my book. And then all of this year, I really put a hold on it too. I think I read 2 books in January, and then I've kind of just been reading a little bit of fantasy here, or romance here and there. So I have not been reading a lot of my books, but I'm trying to get back into it. Yeah. I'm just kind of like out of it a little bit, but those are all the fantasy books I have. So I think next I'll show you romance. That's my biggest, I think, collection. Yeah, probably. But yeah, those are my fantasy books. Let me know down below what your favorite fantasy book is, if you read fantasy, and which of the books in my collection I need to read next. Mind you, we're reading The Hunger Games together, so it'll have to be like after I finish the Hunger Games series. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know your favorite fantasy book.